Earlier this week, we took a bit of a look at the Galaxy S26 Ultra and the upgrades we're likely to get over the S25 Ultra. Got me thinking, and it got us thinking here at SamMobile, what aren't we getting? Welcome back to SamMobile TV. You're here with Daniel. Let's take a look at the upgrades we're not expected to get for the S26 Ultra. Whilst there's a lot to be excited about, it does seem like there's not as much to be excited about as there has been in recent years in terms of upgrades on devices. So we've got a bit of a list. You can read this list as well on our website, but we've got it in video form here to talk you through. The first one is to do with RAM. Now, Samsung have offered 16 gig of RAM models in some high-end phones, and it's usually tied to storage. But that's not always the case. Things like the Z Fold Special Edition are a perfect example of devices that launch with 16 gigabytes of RAM as standard. It does seem like we're not going to get a 16 gigabyte of RAM as standard across the range, only on the 1 terabyte model, which has been the case recently. I get it though, like RAM is becoming really expensive, but even that, Samsung are a big manufacturer of RAM. They literally have their own production that they could just make it themselves. But it's still at a cost. SamMobile are a customer of Samsung Semiconductor. It's not just provided for free. And with more and more AI tools getting developed and on-device AI kind of needing to be a thing for privacy and all that sort of stuff, it's just weird that it's not going to be as standard and we're not going to get it, it seems, with the S26 Ultra. Next is a camera feature that we're a little bit annoyed, and that's the 3x telephoto not getting a resolution bump. We honestly think that a resolution bump would just solve that camera's problems pretty much straight away. Between 3 and 5 times zoom, 10 megapixel or 12 megapixels it's rumored to be bumped up to just doesn't cover it. And the sensor size being small too also doesn't help. So this camera, you can see it's the smallest one of the lot, just doesn't feel like it's getting the upgrade that it needs. A 50 megapixel 3x telephoto would be an amazing solution, because then you have this gap between that camera and that camera solved by this camera here. And you'd also get the benefits of pixel binning, where it can have larger pixel sizes when it needs to, and higher resolution for when it needs to zoom. Every other camera's resolution is upgraded. You've got a 50 megapixel ultra wide, you've got the 200 megapixel main camera, and you've got 50 megapixel 5 times. So this being 10 kind of just feels left out. It could be a space thing, because a bigger sensor and bigger resolution behind that sensor might make that too big to sort of fit in the internals. And with what we know about the device getting thinner and lighter, that could be a case to be made of why it's not getting a bigger resolution. But it seems like it's not getting it, so we can forget that one, at least for now. Sticking with cameras and turning it over to the front, the next such issue is to do with the selfie camera. Now, as someone who tried the iPhone out last year for the first time ever, they got a huge upgrade with their selfie camera. The ability to be a square sensor and crop it either centrally or vertically and still maintain 4K was amazing. But to go with that, it also supports optical image stabilization. This doesn't, which means that any video you're taking with this camera is likely to be shaky and not necessarily be of a high quality. OIS isn't just about making it stable. OIS also helps with things like low light, because it can keep it stable in lower environments and doesn't get as much blur or grain. Because things like electrical image stabilization doesn't necessarily cut it, because it actually crops the sensor down and then doesn't necessarily give you back that quality. And with all the other features that Samsung are adding from a video standpoint, it just seems a bit of a miss to not just add OIS into the selfie camera. Next problem or next upgrade we aren't getting is a battery capacity upgrade. Samsung seem absolutely hell-bent for now sticking with lithium ion, which presents a challenge for capacity. It only gives us a capacity of 5,000 milliamp hours inside of here, and we're now seeing battery capacities go as high as 10,000 milliamp hours with silicon carbon. Obviously, that might not necessarily be the most stable option for longevity, but we're seeing competitors go up to 6,000 and 7,000 when it comes to battery capacities. Sorry, I just realized I put 6 and 7 together almost, and hopefully my son doesn't watch this. He doesn't watch YouTube. And here's the thing, right? We're getting brighter, better displays. We're getting more megapixels in the cameras. We're getting more Galaxy AI features. It just doesn't seem like 5,000 milliamp hours is going to be enough to cut it for all of those extra things the phone is capable of. When the S20 Ultra came out, that was a great number. Even though that battery was terrible, it was more just a case of the chipset not being optimized. Neither here nor there. 5,000 just feels like a maintenance number. It'll get you through to just the end of the day and then you top up overnight versus it being a 2-day battery. But battery capacity isn't the only thing. A chipset will go a long way, and harmony between the chipset and the operating system. Just look at iOS and the A19 chip. That has a perfect harmony and gets you good battery life. Samsung could still make it work, so we'll just have to wait and see. But at least in terms of numbers, Samsung are holding off on silicon carbon for now and sticking with the 5,000 lithium ion. This is the problem that Samsung could face. These upgrades aren't necessarily going to be enough over the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And really, in the upgrade cycle that we live in now, it's not necessarily meant to be for these users. Samsung are appealing to users from the S23, S22 series, trying to get them to come over. But is it enough still? I look at the S22 Ultra and I still see an amazing bit of hardware, and it's still got a very similar camera setup. You've still got the 4 cameras, still got the main 108 megapixel camera, still does a job. Is that enough for you to upgrade, or are you likely to wait for the S27? That's something for you guys to discuss in the comments and let us know. We're curious. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. There's other factors at play, of course. It might be about cost of manufacturing, hardware's getting expensive. All of that could be a factor. Samsung, of course, ship globally too, so there could be a chance that they're being conservative, so they're protecting their own margins. But is that the Samsung we remember? I don't know. That's a question again for you guys to discuss in the comments. Hit subscribe to SamMobile TV. Go check us out on our socials and come find us on our website, sammobile.com. We discuss all things Samsung. This is the place you want to be, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.